All right, hello, welcome back. Welcome back to our training on Odoo ERP. Let's start. So let's look at this time. I want to look at what we call assets. Okay, fixed asset. How do we do our fixed asset on the ERP? So we'll come to accounting. So under accounting, you come to assets. Okay. So under assets, you come to new assets. Okay. So then it will ask you the name of the new asset you want to create. So let's say you want to create an asset account for, let's say you want to call the asset, let me see, what can we call the asset? Let's say it's AC, air condition. Okay, that should be under furniture and fittings, so air condition. Okay, that's the name of the asset. Okay, asset value, how much you bought the asset for. So let's say that we bought it for 500,000. Just a hypothetical example. The date you bought it, you also put it there. Then it's going to ask you which fixed asset account do you want to put it. Which particular fixed asset account do you want to put this particular air condition. Like I told you, it's supposed to be under furniture and fittings. Because I've created one, if there is none, you have to create an account. So let me tell you how to do that. So let's assume that there's no furniture and fittings. You just come here and you click on what? Create new. So let's create another one. So we call it what? Furniture and fittings. Furniture and fittings and fittings. Okay. Furniture and fittings. Okay. Let me type, okay. Furniture and fittings. So its type is asking, of course, a fixed asset account. Then tax. Is there tax on it? Let's leave tax for now. Okay. We can add that manually. Do you get? So if there's tax on it, maybe you pay 7.5%. But most times you add that to your cost. Okay. So fixed category tag, then it's a fixed asset. Then it's going to ask you which how do you want to do the depreciation. So let's assume that our policy is that we do straight line for how much? For 5 years. You can search more, there are some other ones, but let's assume you have 5 year straight line depreciation method. Okay. Then it should be active parent account description. So you can put description here. This is furniture and fittings, blah blah blah. So then very important, that's going to ask us which accumulated depreciation account do we want to put. So we search. See, you can see that we don't have any accumulated depreciation account. So what do? We what? We create another one. So let's go and create an accumulated depreciation account. So we call this what? Accumulated depreciation, furniture and fittings, furniture. So that's the account it will be posting the what? The accumulated depreciation, furniture and fittings, furniture and fittings. Okay, furniture and fittings. Okay, so it's going to have which type of account are you creating. So you tell them we are creating a what? Is a current liability. So you put it under liability. Okay, so current liability. Then tax, leave tax alone, active, description, then just click on save. Okay, so this is where we want it to be. Then it's going to ask you which depreciation account do you want to put it to. So let's just create another account called depreciation account, so we can be putting all our depreciation expenses account. So depreciation expenses account. Okay, so what type of account is it? Is an expense. So we come down and we put what? We put expenses. Okay, all right. And taxes, we don't have taxes for it. Let's click on save. All right, great. Then let's click on save for this. All right, so the fixed asset account it is called F and what? Furniture and fittings. So then asset group, you can still put furniture and fittings as the same asset group. Then it's going to ask us the next thing. You see that this one we have chosen 5 year. Then computation is going to ask us, do you want to prorate it or do you want it to be constant period? So I'll choose constant period. Okay, sorry, give me a minute. All right, let's continue. Okay, so this is not the depreciable value, is called our residual value. That means after fully depreciation, what value should be left? Okay, so let's just say it's 1,000. All right, so you can see that the book value is 500,000. Then depreciable value, the amount to depreciate is what? 499,000, and it will spread it over what? Over the 5 years that we have written. Okay, so you can see depreciation account is accumulated depreciation account, and expense account to take it to additional expenses. Okay, all right, great. Then journal is going to be what? Miscellaneous operations. Okay, all right, journal. Okay, so all right, great. So let's go back. Okay, so All right, great. So now the next thing we are going to do is now that we have done this, before you save it and confirm, let's try and run the depreciation and see what it's going to give us. So we click on compute depreciation. Okay. All right. So once you click on that, you bring a depreciation board for you showing depreciation it has completed. Let's look at it. Look at it. It's going to do it every year. December 31st, air condition depreciation is 58 what 753 based on dividing 499,000 divided by the 5 years. So and then cumulative will be what this depreciation value will be this second year it will depreciate like this, third year, fourth year, fifth year, and then it will depreciate it like that till the end of the what fifth year till it's fully depreciated. So you can see that it has actually done that based on I know it prorated it because December 31 like we said it should be constant period. That means December 31 is how many months? That's we are in what month already? This is already May. It's going to do from May to December, not January. So that's why this figure is different from the all other figures. And then December 31, the last year, of course, is not going to be full year divisions because this first year was not full. So this division is actually very correct. So once you have confirmed, just click on what? Confirm. Okay. All right. So please, at any point in time, you can come here and modify your depreciation. So if you are not happy with what is due, you can actually do what? Do that. Okay, great. So that's how to go about that. So let's go to our trial balance and then let's go and see what we have done. Okay, so our trial balance. So you can see okay. All right. So it's not bringing in here because it has not done the first depreciation. It's supposed to be at the end of it. So okay, wait, I'm coming. Let's go back to accounting. Let's look at our assets. Okay. All right, so you can see the asset now, air condition, you can see the value here. And it's already what is running. That means it's running. So once it's the end of but it's going to run the depreciation and then we're going to have our figures in our books. Okay. So please that's how to set up your depreciation and do your assets on your what on your ERP. Okay. All right, thank you.